Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Neil, this is the Watchman's Watchman. I'm in Northern California right now and we've got a great thunderstorm going. So hopefully this doesn't cut out. I also have some new software, so this is now my third attempt to do this video. Anyways, today I have a really amazing prophetic update for you guys on the Seven Seals, Revelation chapter 6. So let's get to it. Chapter 6, verse 5 and 6. And when he opened the third seal, I heard a living creature say, "Come and see." And I looked, and behold, a black horse, and he who sat on it had a pair of scales in his hands. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four living creatures saying, "A quart of wheat for a denarius, and 3 quarts for barley. 3 quarts of barley for a denarius. Do not harm the oil and wine." And we know that a denarius is a day's wage. Okay, so I was looking at this wheat and barley. Wheat and barley. Interesting. So, in light of everything going on today in Russia, with Russia and Ukraine and NATO and Europe and United States, I thought I'd do some poking around in light of this. In light of the third seal. 2/3 of Ukraine is agricultural land. That's significant because Ukraine is huge. The main crops in the region are wheat, barley, and corn. And most wheat, about 95%, is planted in the late fall and harvested in July and August around the following year. Well, I don't know that Ukraine's going to be planting any wheat this year, or barley or corn. I don't know what their situation is. I have heard, I attend a Russian church, which is funny. Well, I mean, it's not funny, it's just coincidental. And I have talked to some people who have relatives there, and they say some of their relatives are out in the provinces, and there's no activity whatsoever. It's just like a normal day there. So, you know, we can't trust everything we hear on the news. Anyways, so whether or not they plant this year, whether or not they have a harvest, I don't know. But that's not what's significant. This is where it gets significant. Wheat production by country, 2022. Sorry about the mic. I need to invest in I actually have a great mic in the studio. I have to bring it out here, I guess. So wheat production by country. Now, you see here we have European Union. That's all the countries in Europe, and it is 139.0 million metric tons. Million metric tons. That's how this is. It doesn't say here, but I already researched this and I know what it says. So I'm not going to count European Union because it's a conglomeration of all the countries of Europe. China, 136.9 million metric tons, followed by India at 109. And look at who was in third place. The third leading world supplier of wheat is Russia at 75.1 million metric tons of wheat. And who is it we have sanctions on? Russia. Not necessarily the war in Ukraine. It's the sanctions on Russia. Well, of course, they both play a part. Not to mention if China decides they want to get involved, and they're the world's leader in wheat production, and if they decide that they're going to jump in this game, we're screwed. But right now, I'm just looking at Russia and Ukraine. Turning my microphone up here a little bit. Okay, and then back to, then followed by United States, Australia. Now, been a lot of fires in Australia, a lot of craziness with the COVID lockdown. I don't know what's going on there, but I don't think they're going to maintain this spot. That's just my guess. Followed by Ukraine. So we have China 1, 2, Russia 3, 4, and possibly Ukraine at place at number 5. So we have Russia at 3, Ukraine at number 5 for world's leading output of wheat. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? Quarter wheat for a denarius, 3 quarts of barley for a denarius. Wow. Okay, where was I? Okay, so now let's look at barley, major barley producer worldwide, and 2021, 2022 by country. European Union again. I'm not going to count that because it's a compilation of all the countries. But look at number 2 or number 1, I guess is what I'm trying to say here. 17.5 million metric tons of barley. And then Australia, Australia, we don't know what's going on with them. They might drop down a slot, which puts Ukraine at number 2. So Russia number 1, Ukraine number 2 for the highest barley output globally. Wow. Wow. So we have wheat, barley, and corn. Wheat, barley, and corn. Corn is not mentioned. Only wheat and barley are mentioned. No mention of corn. So let's take a little look at where was it? Corn. Oh, I wasn't finished with barley. The 5 biggest exporters of barley: France, Australia, Russia, Ukraine, and Canada. Right there. 62.7% of all exported barley by value during 2020. That's some big numbers. All right, looking at corn. Corn, United States, 14. Now these are bushels. Right there, see, it says bushels. 14.1 billion, it's not million, billion bushels of corn. United States. China at 10.26 billion bushels. That's hard to say. Billion bushels of corn. And followed by Brazil, Iowa, Iowa, Illinois, Nebraska, Minnesota, and so on. Those are members of the United States, so I'm not going to count those. And we get all the way down here at number 10 is corn. So Ukraine makes a substantial, grows a substantial amount of corn, but not compared to the United States and China. So unless China decides they're going to sanction the United States or the rest of the world, I don't think this corn is going to be a problem. Lots of other, as you see, Russia's not even on this list. Oh, Russia's way down here, number 19. So it looks to me like corn will not be a problem, and hence we don't see corn up here in this list. Wheat and barley. Now it's, isn't it funny? What a coincidence that the Bible always turns out to be more literal and exact than we have figured. We have always figured that wheat and barley. Okay, so this is just telling us we got a food shortage coming on. Well, I think that we do. We've got gas prices are crazy, which is affecting our supply chain, and then if wheat and barley, wheat is like a main ingredient, not just for breads, but for all kinds of food processing. I mean, wheat goes into everything, so that's a major player in our food supply. Barley, I don't know what it's used for other than beer. So, if we have a barley shortage, don't count on getting drunk during the tribulation, because we may have a very sober world at that time. So anyway, so that's the third seal, and that's it. I also I look to see what the main things used in vodka, the main ingredients, and the main ingredients are grains like wheat, corn, rye, and potatoes. We may have a very sober Russia too. Probably poor taste of jokes. Anyways, so that's my presentation This is not a time to be fooling around if you don't know Jesus. Wow. You need to talk to your relatives. The statistical chance of all the prophecies being fulfilled in Christ's first coming are astronomical. And now we see the statistics, the odds of these prophecies being fulfilled in the second coming are astronomical as well. And we see it. Look at the fourth seal. And then when he opened the fourth seal, I heard a voice from of the fourth living creature saying, "Come and see." So I looked, in a pale horse, and the name of him who sat on it was Death, and Hades followed him, and power was given over a fourth of the earth to kill with the sword, with hunger, and with death by the beasts of the earth. I want to point out here, I made this point before, power was given. It doesn't say here that a fourth of the earth will die. Now, does that mean a fourth of the earth will die? I don't know. But what it says here is authority or power. I believe in the New King James it says, in a different translation, I'm not sure which, it says authority was given, power was given. So anyways, what we have coming upon this earth is serious. And if you have loved ones who don't know Jesus, now's the time to spread the gospel. And show them this video. I mean, what's the odd? We have the first horse, the white horse, him carrying a bow, went forth to conquer and conquering. And what does a bow fire? A bow fires arrows. What war weapon most resembles an arrow? Missiles. Okay. White horse. I don't see Putin, many pictures of him on a white horse. His favorite horse is brown. But Kim Jong-un is constantly taking pictures on a white horse. And if you think about world leaders that are crazy with a whole bunch of missiles, I'd have to put Putin and Kim Jong-un at the top of the list. So, don't know about who's riding the white horse, but I know the second seal's broken in the red horse, and peace has been taken from this earth. Peace has been taken. We are all in fear of nuclear war. And if that is not the removal of peace, then I don't know what is. If you are a born-again Christian, you are not in fear. You do have peace because you know that ultimately we are in God's hands. But I do not want to be here. I would not want you to be here when power was given to them over the fourth of the earth to kill with a sword and with hunger. So, this is a serious time we live in. Get your relatives saved. Not a world that you want to be living in here in the next, in the coming days, months, weeks, maybe years. I don't know. I'm going to do a video next on when the rapture is. I'm going to tell you exactly when it is. It's not what you think. No, I don't have a date. But I know exactly when the rapture is going to happen. I actually did a video a while back, so you can look at that. I believe the name of it was Date versus Event. So, anyways, God bless you. Thanks for visiting my channel, and we'll talk to you soon.